Welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs. I'm Jonathan Friedman, joined in the studio by our litigation reporter, Mark Furman, Mark of the firm Tarlow, Breed, Hart & Rogers.
Hello, Jonathan. Great to be with you.
Nice to have you as always, Mark, and always bringing us some interesting cases. I understand you have another one for us today.
Yes. I'm always surprised that the folks are running their business. They're making 100 decisions a day, and yet do you step back and take a look at where you're at in terms of various issues? One is, are there any holes in your insurance? Do you know what insurance you have? Do you know what risk you're self-insuring by not covering?
I'm sure the answer to most of those are, I don't know, and yes, there are many holes.
So, something happens. It may be a lawsuit and or it may be a fire, and the question becomes, okay, well, I need to know what insurance coverage I have. Of course, I'm no longer able to protect myself against that risk, so the cards are what the cards are. Other folks, they're aware that the insurance is available, but a common refrain is, it's just too expensive. I can't afford errors and omissions insurance if I'm a service provider, or I can't afford product liability insurance. But, I always talk about how the cost of defense is worse many times than the actual exposure to the claim. And so what policies can provide are that litigation expense coverage, which can save you $100,000, $200,000, $300,000. Even when there is coverage, disputes arise over, what's the scope of the coverage. And a case that just got decided involved a farm out in Concord, Verrill Farms, and they brought a lawsuit against Farm Family Casualty Insurance Company, and they had a policy that covered in the event of a fire, and also had business interruption insurance. Fortunately,
And I'm guessing they had a fire.
They had a fire, and within 2 days they were able to reopen at alternate locations at reduced capacity. And within a month, the business had resumed nearly to full capacity in temporary facilities at nearby locations. Eventually, they were able to restore their place of business and move back in. So they had a fire policy, covered loss in the event of fire, no dispute there. But they had a policy that was designed to provide for business income loss as a result of the fire, and that's where the dispute came in. The issue that was challenging was how you go about deciding what the business income loss was, and there was a dispute between the company and the insurance company and the insured over that, and it was an issue that involved hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I think a good exercise is to ask your insurance agent to summarize for you the coverage. What are the coverages you have and what are the holes? And to step back and think about how your business operates. Have you set up a new entity as a management company, for example? Have you spun off some part of your operation into a separate company? Does your existing insurance agent know about it? Has that new entity become an additional insured on your policy, or does it have its own policy? Are liability acts of that company protected by your existing insurance? Don't make an assumption that a business decision doesn't have consequences that need to be looked at in terms of your insurance coverage.